What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chip, back at you from RVA Vapes, and today we got a good one for you. It's our new Darg Mini from our friends at VooPoo. This guy has got the internal batteries, comes with the U-Force T2 tank, and it is a pocket pistol. So stay tuned, we're going to talk about it. So today, guys, we're looking at the VooPoo Darg Mini. And you can see they've definitely stepped up their packaging here. Got all your warranty cards and everything in there. It's the mod itself. And we are reviewing the kit today, so you get the tank, the U-Force 2 as well. And then you got spare coil, extra glass, charge cable. And there's what you're looking at right there, the tank and the device. So we're going to focus on the device first here. And you can see this is the Gene fan chip. Got your center mounted 510. You can see it's got a nice ergonomic design to it now. Rounded off corners, which are nice. And the Mini has the 4,400 milliamp hour internal battery. So you can see your wattage adjustment up and down there. 3 clicks there. You can switch it to your temperature modes. 3 more clicks, and that gives you your fit mode. Now this fit mode is the newest thing that they're touting. Your number 1 setting is going to be for battery life. Your number 2 setting is going to be for flavor. And your number 3 setting is going to be for maximum vapor production. So they've kind of set this up with 3 built-in ramp modes, if you will. 3 more clicks and it puts you back at your wattage mode. So you can see you got micro USB up down buttons in your screen there. It's got a nice fit to it, nice feel in the hand. The patented finish with the resin panel on it there. And it's a little bit smaller. It's a little bitty guy, so that's pretty cool. And it does actually have a reset button on the bottom right there, which is kind of interesting. I haven't seen that on a mod before, so that you can reset it like a hard reset on the chipset. That's pretty interesting. Now we're going to take a look at the tank here. This is the U-Force 2 tank. You've got your bubble glass here. You've got your 3 different airflow slots down on the bottom there. Matching resin drip tip. And if you find where the U-Force is, you see how it's got that little triangle going on. You just push that, and that slides it right like that so that you can fill it up. And it does have a tiny little burp hole you can kind of see down in there. Not the biggest burp hole, but it is there. The coils that it comes with are a little bitty guy right there. It's a little bitty mesh, and this one is a 0.4 ohm resistance. Nice large wicking holes though, but it's a little bit restricted on the airflow, as you can see there. It's also compatible with the Firelink mesh coils, and we'll talk about that in the up close portion in just a second. Now that you get a good up close look at it, we're going to pull back and talk about this guy some. As always, we're going to start with the parameters. So you got 81.5 millimeters this way, 48.5 millimeters this way, and then it's 25.5 this way. So you can see that 25.5 U-Force T2 tank sits on there nice and purty. It does have the internal dual 18650s. So it's a 4,400 milliamp hour battery rating, and this guy goes up to 117 watts. So it's not the full 200 or 220 that you're going to get from a lot of the other dual 18650s, but it's built in, so it's a little bit smaller size. It does have a balance charger built into it. It's got the cutoff, over temp protection, over volt protection, short circuit protection, and overcharge protection all built in there. So they've got a ton of features built into this guy. This one holds 5 mils, but there is supposedly a 8 mil glass out there somewhere that you can replace this with. And I'm gonna look into that, see what I can find out, because that would be a really good option to have 8 mil tank with the internal batteries. This little bitty guy doing all the heavy lifting would be a good look, in my opinion. Everybody knows the Gene chip that VooPoo came out with, and there was a big to-do with Vandy Vape and Tony B about the Gene chip and yada yada yada. But this they're calling the Gene Fit, so it's kind of like the V2. Apparently they spent 15 months doing R&D and data mined over 11 million points of data to try to improve this chip. Tested it with over 160 different tanks, and this guy is basically the culmination of over a year's worth of work for them. And I gotta say, it's everything I loved about the original Gene chip with just a little more oomph to it. You know, it's a little smarter. Everything's done a little bit better. We've got, you know, the wattage mode. We've got, obviously, the temperature control modes that they have. But this fit feature that they have on here, that you can see there, that is the new thing that they're touting. And that is really interesting to me, because this is kind of the next step in chip technology, in my opinion. You basically got 3 different modes. You got mode 1, which is for battery consumption. So that's going to be like your you know, eco mode and a lot of other mods. You've got mode 2, which is going to be your flavor setting. That's the one that I seem to gravitate towards the most. And then you've got mode 3, which is your cloud or your vapor setting. And that's going to be for maximum vapor production. So that one, for all you cloud chasers out there, that's probably more up your alley. But all in all, I think it's done really well. All 3 of them have a great purpose. All 3 of them seem to do what they're advertised to do. So I haven't really used it in wattage mode that much, because I've been playing with these fit features, trying to see what they're all about, see what they got going on. We know about the aesthetics of the drag mod. This one, they took it even to a step further. This is the smallest one, and you can see it's got the nice resin panels. The names are a little funky in my opinion, but the drip tips and the matching panels all seem to work well together. The biggest thing I've noticed is, see how it's got that slight curve to it right there? That's a really good in the hand feel, and they've rounded off or beveled the edges, you can see here, so it's no more of those sharp corners. So this one feels a lot better in the hands than the original drag did. And they've got 8 really cool colorways in both mods. So I'm going to throw those up right meow. Now, as far as the battery performance goes, I've been messing with this one for close to 2 weeks now, and I have to say the 4400 milliamp hours is as advertised. You know, if I'm running it closer to like 40 to 60 watts, I can get a full 8 to 10 hour day out of it. If I push it above 70, 75, 80 watts, you're probably looking closer to 6 to 8 hours of actual usage time, which makes sense. I would definitely recommend, if you're looking at this guy, make sure you've got a tank that's going to perform best under 60 watts. If you're looking for something that's going to perform a little bit higher than that, I would probably go with the Drag 2, where you could put the actual dual 18650s and take them in and out, just because you're going to get that extra, you know, 25 to 30% battery life out of it. Let's talk about this tank for a minute. They've got 10 different coil options that can fit in this guy. All of the U-Force coils are supposedly compatible with this thing, but as we talked about in the up close portion, I'm actually running the Fireluke mesh coil in here for a couple of reasons. A, I wanted to make sure it fit. B, it's got the best coil life out of any coil that I've tested ever. I'm getting close to 3 to 4 weeks with these Fireluke mesh coils in here. And C, the 2 coils that it comes with are a little bit weird options in my opinion. The P2, which I've got a lot of good feedback about, it's a 0.6 mesh coil, but the airflow on it is super small, so there's not a ton of airflow going through it. It's probably a great option if you want maximum flavor and not a ton of vapor production. Testing both this one versus their, what is it, N2 or N1 coil that it comes with, doesn't really stack up to me. You know, the the Fireluke mesh coil is a much better option in my opinion, so that's what I chose to put in here. And I'm still running the original coil that I put in here almost 3 weeks later, and haven't got a drop in flavor, haven't got any dry hits. It just works the way it's supposed to. I'm not sure about the kind of gunmetal finish that they've got going on there. You know, in my opinion, a matte black finish would have made a lot more sense, but maybe it's a cost issue, maybe it's a design issue. I don't really know. It's got nice airflow channels. You got 3 of these large kind of scooped shape airflow channels down here that really kind of get you a good amount of airflow through there. You can see I'm running this actually a little bit closed off. I like the new top slide fill. Bam, just like that. You know, we're big fans of the slide fill mechanism. This one's just as good as any that I've seen out there. You got your nice 810 drip tip on there, and you can see it's actually got even like a little bit of bevel to it, so it sits well, feels comfortable. That's all the nitty gritty, as it were. So let's talk about, you know, the overall, the performance. What do we think about it? This guy has got a lot of good things going for it. You know, it's got obviously the 4400 milliamp hour internal battery. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of internal, but I like the size and the feel of this thing. And for having a good little mod that's going to get me through most of the day, if not the whole day, depending on, you know, the tank that I'm running it with, I got to give it 2 thumbs up. You know, the construction, obviously, VooPoo is known with the Drag series for having really good construction. It's got the same zinc alloy frame. The paint seems to be a little bit better on this one. It's a little more ergonomic. The chipset seems to be just as good, if not better, than the original. So performance, fit and finish, it's looking good. Surprisingly enough, the tank is actually better than I expected it to be. So the tank on this one is definitely a plus in my opinion. Anytime I can run those Fireluke mesh coils, I consider that a win, because I love that coil platform. So the tank is even a plus. You know, the 3 fit modes built into the chip, something for everybody. You know, if you want the battery to last a little bit longer, you run it on 1. If you want the flavor as good as you can get it, you run it on 2. If you want maximum vapor production, run it on 3. So it's something for everybody in there. And temp control fans, I think this is a win for you guys as well. This is a pretty accurate board as far as temp control goes. I haven't looked at Basardo's reviews on it, but everything that I've seen about the temp control on this, it just works really good. So that's another plus. All in all, this guy is the total package, I believe, guys. So I got to give it 3 very enthusiastic thumbs up for the VooPoo Darg Mini, and I'm going to give the same 3 thumbs up for the Darg 2 kit, because it's a lot of the same things, just with a dual 18650 platform. So you can swap out the batteries, just like with a lot of the higher end and more powerful mods. The only thing that I'll say about this guy that may be a negative is, for those of you that like a little bit higher power, I definitely wouldn't recommend getting the Darg Mini. A, because it only goes to 117 watts, so you're not going to be able to run it much past 100. B, if you're running it over 70, the battery is going to be an issue at some point. You know, it charges up fairly quickly, so that's not a huge deal. But if you're looking to get, you know, 70, 80 watts for a full day's vape, I would probably go with the Darg 2 instead of the Darg Mini. But those 2 things aside, this is a great kit. So I'm going to throw up your coupon code right here so you can get yours for 10% off, and you can pick that up at shop.rvavapes.com. And we do have all the colorways in stock, so use that coupon. You get 10% off your purchase of a Darg Mini or Darg 2 kit. You can go either way with that coupon. And last but certainly not least, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. This is why we do these reviews. We try to keep them as short and sweet as possible, so that way it's not taking up a ton of your time, but it gives you the pertinent information that you need so that you know all about these guys. We do these every Saturday, so make sure you click subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the latest reviews we got going on. And last but certainly not least, if you want to smoke, that's your business. If you don't, You know where we're at.